Donald, for the last time, I'm telling you that it goes Charmeleon, Wartortle, Mewtwo.
The Poke Rap goes Charmeleon, Wartortle, Ivysaur, then Mewtwo. Why the hell would Ivysaur be separated from the other middle evolutions of the starters?
I don't know why, but you're wrong. Ivysaur is between Golduck and Grimer, which is way earlier in the song.
It's not every day I hear you two arguing about something.
Sleepy Joe, be useful for once and tell Barack that Ivysaur comes after Charmeleon and Wartortle in the Pokemon Rap.
You think I'm able to remember that?
I'm about to crash the f*** out. I know I'm right, and this is like arguing with a brick wall.
Why don't you just listen to the damn song?
Because we're trying to see who can remember it by heart better.
It's not you.
Yes, the hell it is.
Yo, what's up, Joe?
These guys are arguing about the Pokemon Rap George who comes after Wartortle.
That's light work. The final verse of the original Poke Rap goes Charmeleon, Wartortle, Mewtwo, Tentacruel, and...
Thanks, George. We don't need the whole bit.
Get Donald.
Know-it-all Obama over here always got to be right.
It's been a while since I've gotten to talk to you boys. Some interesting things have been happening. Donald's the president again, and he got shot at twice. And Joe, you backed out of the rematch. I'm a little disappointed in you.
I'm an old man. Give me a break.
How the f did I have to dodge bullets when all you had to do was dodge a couple of some guy's shoes?
Well, thankfully, Dick was the one doing the shooting back in the day, and it wasn't at me.
Condolences, by the way.
Well, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, you guys want to do another Pokemon tier list?
I could always use a break from the Mass Effect stuff, especially now that the playthrough is over.
I don't have anything prepared for once anyway.
Well, I do. Peep this tier list of the Pokemon main series rivals.
He's coming for your role, Barack. Watch out. We might replace you with George.
You'll never do that. That would remove all the seasoning from these videos.
Did you just call us unseasoned?
We're not getting derailed when I'm the one running the show. Let's get started.
How do you want to judge this, George?
Obviously, we got to consider the role of the rival in the story and their dynamic with the player character and how tough the rival is to beat. Let's start off with the OG himself, good old Blue Oak.
I thought his name was Gary.
Technically, his name is Green.
Shut up, Barack. No one in this room is Japanese or played Pokemon Green.
Isn't Gary a bit of an asshole?
Blue gets a bad reputation because...
Hold on, we're not going back and forth on a name. You nerds need to pick one and stick with it.
We're calling him Blue. End of discussion.
This is your tier list. You run the show.
Fine, whatever.
Thank you. As I was saying, Blue gets a bad reputation because of the anime. But he really isn't that bad a guy in the games. Blue is generally pretty supportive and often gives you advice on where to go next. When you beat him, he accepts it perfectly fine most of the time, and when he beats you, his dialogue is reasonably humble.
This is true. When you meet up with him at the Indigo Plateau, Blue is happy when his rival arrives to fight for the top spot.
Which reminds me, unlike a lot of the other piss-poor rivals in the later games, Blue actually beat you to the top of the region, clearing the Elite Four, and then finding that guy there waiting for you is a highly iconic moment in the franchise.
Especially with the way Blue declares himself the strongest trainer in the world before the game smacks you in the face with his champion theme.
The Kanto games are still the kings at this. Blue is ahead of you every step of the journey. Every time you get to a gym, he's been there. When you meet up with him at the SS Anbro, already has 40 Pokemon, so he's most likely ahead of you in completing the Pokédex too.
Blue is faster than every Pokemon speedrunner in existence.
Yeah, the dude is so fast he speed ran, losing his champion rank.
Blue's team is full of goats in Fire Red and Leaf Green too. Alakazam, Gyarados, Arcanine, plus the starter.
And unlike the piss-easy rivals of today, Blue doesn't make sure your Pokemon are all topped up before a battle. He pulls up on you, and it's go time right there.
Not gonna lie, I kinda like that they heal you before a battle now.
You're soft, Joe. If you can't keep your mons topped up, that's on you.
I mean, is there any other place for Blue besides S tier?
I would put him in A tier. Blue is a great rival, but he doesn't really do a whole lot in the story. He's mostly a roadblock.
I feel like Blue is the template. That blend of competitiveness and friendliness is something most of the other rivals don't quite hit. At the same time, later rivals have that extra spice that elevates them.
Gotta give Blue points for being one of the few rivals to reach the rank of champion and then become the strongest gym leader of their region on accomplishments. He should go into S tier.
I can see where Obama and Joe are coming from. But Blue is my #1 and he's going into S tier. Next up, we have the Generation 2 rival.
Oh God, what are we gonna call him? We're technically the ones who name him when we see his ID.
I usually call him Kyle because he has red hair.
We're calling him Silver and moving on.
Thank you for being the voice of reason, Barack. I'm gonna go ahead and drop a hot take. Silver is massively f***ing overrated and a giant bitch.
Whoa, what the f*** Silver is about the only damn good thing about the Johto games. Bro is a true rival. He steals a Pokemon from Professor Elm and then has on-site beef with you.
He is the quintessential asshole rival people beg for these days. Every time the little motherfucker puts hands on me, I want to drop the Pokeballs and show him what an actual battle between trainers looks like.
Isn't he like 10 years old or something?
Put him on the list of kids in video games I don't like. Right next to the Star Child and Gabe from Telltale's Walking Dead.
Silver takes things from being just an asshole to being a complete dickhead. Unlike my glorious king Blue Oak, Silver gets all pissy when you beat him. You clap his ass cheeks at the burned tower and he starts yapping about some. This is why I hate battling wimps. Bitch, you're the wimp.
Bro is mean to his Pokemon because of his own failings as a trainer.
That makes him a great parallel to us since we treat our Pokemon right.
I'm guessing you aren't fans of Paul from the anime.
At least Paul stood on business and spanked Dash during the 6-on-6 battle at Lake Acuity Silver. Couldn't even beat a rocket grunt.
For what it's worth, Silver does start coming around after he gets completely throttled by Lance.
I guess getting his ass beat by us wasn't driving the lesson home.
Also, he proves himself to be quite the trainer. There are no other trainers in Victory Road for the second generation games, and why? Because Silver sent them packing.
Oh cool, he beat a bunch of side characters. Big deal.
Eventually, Silver will stop blaming his Pokemon for his defeats and start admitting that you won the battle and that he was the one lacking.
Far too little and far too late. F-tiered. Silver is a fraud. Bro wishes he was half the trainer Blue was.
Wipe your mouth off when you're done, George. Goddamn.
F-tier is extremely harsh. Silver has a decent team, though I do think it's lame that Magneton and Sneasel won't evolve in the remakes. And Silver doesn't play a massive role in the overall story, but he's still got a little character growth throughout the game, which is better than I can say for the next generation rivals. Put him in B tier.
B tier, he gets saved by his character growth later on in the game. Also, he's Giovanni's son, if that matters.
I like him. A rival is supposed to be a person you want to beat, and Silver being a massive bitch makes sweeping him all the sweeter. A tier.
I will literally vomit if I put Silver in A tier.
Then compromise and put him in B tier.
Fine, now we have the third generation rivals. Let's do Brendan and May, who are mostly the same character.
Are they even rivals for real?
They're classified as such, but Brendan and May do not operate as true rivals. They're not in contention with us for anything.
Hell, they run up to try to give us advice before we battle the champion.
They aren't taking part in collecting the gym badges, and we aren't even racing to complete the Pokédex. They don't bring up how many Pokemon they've caught like Blue does.
Okay, but what if I said Route 110?
You just sent a chill down my spine.
Gotta give him points for that. They have one of the more iconic rival battles.
Having said that, later battles are far easier. They don't even evolve their starter in the original home games.
Gotta admit, third gen was the generation that started us on the overly friendly and non-competitive rival character. Brendan and May also don't play a major role in the narrative. They're mostly oblivious to everything that happens.
Again, they're not really rivals. Put them in F tier.
A rival is meant to be someone who is competing with you for the same goal. Brendan and May don't even meet that basic requirement. I never feel like they're my rival. They're just a friend who's got an adjacent hobby. The only thing I'll give them is that the final battle and the remakes are a nice full circle narrative. Put them in D tier.
I feel bad putting them in F tier. They're perfectly kind to us in the game. Stick them in C tier.
Yeah, that's the problem, Joe. Put them in F tier. The only good thing about these rivals is their battle theme in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
I'll settle for D tier, and now we can move on to an actual rival character, little old Wally.
The only thing shorter than this kid is his battle theme. People really let the cool little guitar distract them from the fact that this song loops after about 40 seconds.
Hey, not too much on my goat there, Donald.
You're a fan of Wally, Barry?
The fact that we created our own rival is honestly peak. Wally can't even catch a Pokemon on his own when we meet up with him in Petalburg. Later on, you'll battle him out in front of Mauville Gym, and you'll crush him in his routes. Leading up to Wally going back home with his uncle, promising to get stronger and challenge us again. And Wally makes good on that promise. The kid who was behind us comes out of nowhere and gets all 8 badges before we do. Mind you, Wally started at least 3 badges behind us. Bro outpaced us.
Gotta give the little dude points on his team. This is legit built to kick ass.
Remakes are definitely carrying him big time here, but I'll accept it. Because I can't even pretend that it's not fire.
Wally doesn't do a whole lot in the plot, though, and most of his growth happens without us seeing it directly. The only way you'd know he's surpassing you is if you actually look at the gym statues.
Wally is still the only rival I kind of wish I could canonically lose to.
Speak for yourself, I don't take L's anywhere.
Except to me, of course.
Wally is a solid rival, strong team, unique story arc, and decent growth. He should go in A tier.
Wally over Silver is crazy. I don't care how much you hate him. Silver's growth is actually shown to us. At best, you could put him in B tier.
Gotta agree with Donald there. I didn't even remember Wally after your first battle with him. Thought it was a whole lot of nothing.
You boys can do what you want, but I want Wally in S tier.
We're gonna settle for B tier. And moving on, we have Barry from the 4th gen games.
I didn't realize Barack was a Pokemon trainer.
Not me, you jackass.
I enjoy Barry. He's friendly, but he's also in competition with you to be the best trainer. He challenges you outside the Elite Four room to see which one of you is more worthy.
And to his credit, Barry is the first rival to actually lend a hand to the player character in the main event of the story. After he suffers a defeat at the hands of Jupiter at Lake Acuity, he'll train himself up and help us in a 2-on-2 battle with Team Galactic commanders on Spear Pillar.
Plus, up until the Gen 2 remakes, Barry had the highest level Pokemon with his level 85 starter.
His team is overall pretty solid, especially his Infernape team.
I still don't like him. I don't get rivalry vibes from him.
I don't see why Barry isn't on the same tier as Blue. Both are friendly but competitive rivals and with a good team.
Let's not get crazy there, Joe. Barry is good, but he's no Blue.
Barry doesn't ascend to the rank of champion like Blue, but he's neck and neck with us for the race. On top of his role in the story, I think he can make it up into either B or A tier.
We'll put Barry in A tier. Pretty great rival overall.
I hate where this is going.
You always hate it when things don't go your way.
Generation 5 rivals are up next. These guys are generally well liked. But how do they stack up as rivals?
The Gen 5 rivals all follow their own character journeys outside of directly competing with us.
Bianca's barely a rival. She doesn't gather the gym badges, and I swear every time we run into her, we have to help her do something. Unlike Charon, she doesn't help us battle Team Plasma, even when her Muna gets taken.
Bianca's story is mostly about establishing her independence and figuring out what she wants to do in life. She'll eventually settle into working as Professor Juniper's assistant.
Bianca deserves some points for bringing in the gym leaders to hold the Plasma Sages off while we went up to stop in.
Bianca's team is pretty good, but she ultimately doesn't perform the role of a rival. I don't particularly care about beating her. It feels like she's mostly challenging us for fun.
Agreed, she's D tier at best.
I'd give her a little boost. She still has a good dynamic with the player. And she does do one really important thing in the story.
Put Bianca in C tier.
All right, Bianca goes into C tier, and how do we feel about Charon?
Charon is as basic as the gym badge he gives us in the sequel.
Not a fan, Barry?
He's just kind of boring.
The dweeb is a better rival than Bianca. He does actually compete with you for the title of champion, constantly challenging you after you've both got the same badges, plus Charon helps you battle Team Plasma.
Charon's whole deal is tying his existence to becoming a strong trainer and reaching the rank of champion, an ideal he'll have shaken when Alder praises him in a battle that he lost to us. Eventually, he learns that there's more to life than winning battles and being strong. Then Charon will settle on being a gym leader in the sequels, while still playing a vital role in helping us fight the revived Team Plasma.
Charon is pretty good, and not to glaze him too much, but he does clear the Elite Four right after us and could be considered a champion-level trainer in his own right. Stick him in A tier.
That sounds good to me. Now we have N, who kind of fills the role as evil team leader, champion, and rival, all wrapped into one.
That's natural harmonia gropius to you, good sir.
Joe, I'm going to grope you if you correct me again.
I am not sitting here listening to you say the man's full government name over and over again.
Now, N is some of that good shit. When you meet up with N, you don't really have a clue who he is. He's just some dude who talks really damn fast and challenges you to battle. Eventually, when you meet up with him in Mbasa, he drops that he's the king of Team Plasma, and that his goal is to save Pokemon by freeing them from trainers.
How the hell does that work when he battles us using Pokemon?
You'll note that N only battles you with Pokemon from the area you're in. Presumably, he only just caught them and released them after the battle.
N's true team of Pokemon are the ones we battle in his castle, including one of the goddamn box legendaries.
Gotta give him points for being the first rival to challenge us with a legendary. For a time, he would be considered the most powerful off that alone.
Pretty crazy that Moss Head there just says fuck the gym leaders and the Elite Four and just pulls up on Alder and beats him, taking role as champion and awaiting us to come battle him to put truth and ideals to the test.
Not since Blue have we had a rival get to the top of the region before us, and the stakes are higher. Beating N is more than about the rank of champion. It's about making him wake up to the lies Getsis has been feeding him.
And his S tier, he behaves as a true rival, actively opposing us at the very end of the game.
No complaints from me there. Last Gen 5 rival is Hugh, who goes around challenging the gym so he can become strong enough to take down Neo Team Plasma. At first, Hugh's main goal is to help get his sister's Pokemon back from Team Plasma. But once all that is said and done, we'll encounter him in Victory Road, where he says he intends to challenge the Elite Four. So he is ultimately in competition with us at the end.
And as expected, Hugh has a pretty central role in the story. Being in direct contention with Team Plasma means he battles them alongside us a lot.
I respect the guy for wanting to spill Team Plasma blood to get his sister's pet Purloin back.
We'll put Hugh in A tier. He battles with us to keep our skills up. He's passionate about taking down Team Plasma. Plus, he has a personal goal on top of competing with us.
Time for a massive step down.
No fucking kidding. The 6th gen rivals are awful.
Come on, guys, they're not that bad.
Joe, name the short one and the fat one right now.
Oh, I don't fucking remember their names.
They're Trevor and Turno.
Well, hell, I couldn't have told you that even if I were 40 years younger.
They're going straight into F tier. I'm not even going to bother spending much time on these two. I mean, just look at this final battle team.
Why the f does he have a Talonflame with flame body?
You're talking about the Talonflame like his Roserade isn't sporting a single move that fatigues the Pokemon, making them confused.
What the hell was the point of this? Why do his Pokemon lack full move sets?
Turno's whole thing was wanting to be a dancer, which is why all his Pokemon have dance-related moves. Still doesn't explain why he's missing a move slot on 2 of his Pokemon and 3 on 1 of them.
At least Trevor has a fully built team of 3, still insanely boring though. What was he here for again?
He wants to fill out the decks.
So he's a more boring version of Brendan and May.
Put him in the other one in F tier and move on.
All right, and now we have Shauna.
Does she even have a goal of any kind?
Not really. She kind of just vibes. I think she was supposed to be a love interest or something, but I don't know. Shauna's kind of just there until she isn't anymore. F tier, moving on to Callum or Serena.
Fine by me, her team is mid 2.
Callum and Serena basically boil down to Do you want a boy piece of plywood or the girl one?
At least they have proper battle teams.
Yeah, setting aside that half their team only has 3 moves for no real reason.
What the hell was up with the 6th gen games and giving boss trainers incomplete team builds?
For what it's worth, they do challenge you under the pretense of seeing who the better Vanderbilt trainer is. It just kind of doesn't feel like it's worth anything.
Do they even get the gym badges?
They talk about battling Viola and Grant, but I don't think they're in contention with us for the champion spot. They never mention going to challenge the Elite Four or taking a shot at Diantha.
Put Serena and Callum in D tier. They're better than the other 3, but still pretty ass.
They got way too ambitious trying to fit 4 goddamn characters into our circle.
Well, thankfully they cut back in Generation 7. Let's start with Hau.
Now Hau I like quite a bit. He fits the laid-back vibes of the Alola region. He doesn't mind losing at all when you beat him. Even the happy-go-lucky Barry would get a little press when you beat him.
I can't get serious with a dude who's always smiling and after I've throttled him. It's no fun.
Is that why you always antagonize Joe?
Don't give the game away, Barack.
Even when Hau loses to Gladion and then gets insulted, he mostly just lets it roll off him. In general, Hau wants to enjoy battling and hates it when he's in a battle he can't afford to lose.
That lines up with the fact that if you do lose to Hau, the game will continue on. You won't black out from your defeat, further supporting that your battles with Hau aren't serious.
Of course, as things with Lucamine, Team Skull, and the Ether Foundation get more serious, Hau starts to doubt himself. So he puts a pause on his island challenge to train with Hala. In Ultra Sun and Moon, it's said that Hala and Hau had an all-out battle that Hau won.
At the end of Sun and Moon, Hau battles for real to see which one of you will be the first Alolan champion. In Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, Hau will be your first challenger instead of Professor Kukui.
It's a reverse of the situation with Blue, now that I think about it. We make it to the champion seat first, and our rival tries to dethrone us. I like that Ultra Sun and Moon made that change.
His team is nice too. Honestly, his Raichu is a tough one.
I'm not a fan, but I like that he actually locks in toward the end.
We're going to put Hau into A tier and move on to Gladion.
This dude poses like he was dragged right out of JoJo's.
Gladion is the total opposite of Hau, always serious about battling, and he's kind of an asshole to us in the beginning. Unlike Silver, though, he cares about his Pokemon, especially type Null.
Gotta give one of my fellow businessmen his props. Gladion will take over the Ether Foundation after a cycle, but attractive mother steps down and leaves Alola.
Gladion is tough at first, but warms up to us. He's a competitive rival who challenges us for champion and has a good place in the story, sticking him in A tier. Now we've got the 3 rivals of the Galar region. Let's start with Bede.
Now we've got a proper asshole you want to beat. Bede's first appearance is him gloating about being endorsed by Chairman Rose, while we were only picked by Leon.
The hell you mean only? We were endorsed by the undefeated champion.
And of course, just like Silver, Bede copes whenever you spank him. He'll start saying he wasn't really trying and how he let us win.
I do kind of feel bad for the guy when he gets booted from the gym challenge after what happens in Stow on Side.
Speak for yourself, I was laughing to death.
Despite being booted, Bede still pulls up at Wyndon Stadium to crash the finals to attempt to settle the score with us. Also, we should mention that Bede is one of the few rival characters to battle and defeat another rival. His apparently crushing victory against Hop prompted him to take battling more seriously.
Bede will still get his ass beat, and then he'll go back to become the fairy-type gym leader.
In the following rematches, Bede will say he enjoys his battles with us even if he loses. Good to see him warm up.
Bede has a decent fairy-type team, which is one of the best types. And even when he gets booted, he comes back to battle us, proving that his beef with the player character runs deep and goes beyond the gym challenge. A good rival.
Let's put him in B tier and rank Marnie.
I swear to God, people only like her so much because she's a British goth girl.
Not to mention Marnie is associated with the most pointless and worst evil team in the entire series. Why the hell does Team Yell even exist? They're like a way shittier Team Skull without any of the drip.
I think she has a decent motivation wanting to breathe new life into Spikemouth.
It needs it. The damn city is a straight line.
Marnie, just like Bede, will take over as the gym leader representative during champion tournaments.
I'm not going to lie, I don't rate Marnie at all. She has no personality, her cheer squad is weird, and I swear she has no place in the story. She doesn't even interact with Bede or Hop. I'm feeling a D tier.
I don't care either way.
Joe, what about you?
Marnie at least competes with us to become champion. Put her in C tier.
C tier it is, and now we have Hop.
I think you mean how Part 2,
They are not the same character, bro.
they use the same animations.
Pokemon development issues isn't reason enough to hate Hop. He got a bad reputation early on, probably due to his association with Sword and Shield's controversial decision to cull the Dex. But he's easily the best rival of the game. When Bede crushes him, Hop starts feeling the pressure of following Leon's footsteps and thinking losing so much makes his brother look weak.
You'll notice Hop changing his team around after he loses to Bede. He even temporarily drops his trusted Wooloo until it evolves.
And points to Hop. Despite being another typical friendly rival, you can see him getting upset when you beat him in the Champion Cup. We actually get a little look at what the battle meant to him.
Hop also stands at our side in the final battle against Eternatus, gaining access to one of the legendary warrior Pokemon. Put him in A tier?
A tier is completely too high.
I'm with Barry here. Sword and Shield got a lot wrong, but they did good work with Hop.
My only real issue with him is that despite being determined to live up to Leon's legacy, he ends up becoming Sonya's assistant. Even some dialogue of him challenging Leon and leaving the results up to the player to interpret would have been nice. Still though, Hop's pretty all right, and his team shouldn't be underestimated either, especially when he has Zacian. I agree with A tier. Did you guys play the DLC for Sword and Shield?
I didn't like Sword and Shield enough to buy it.
The guy looked like buying both versions of the same game and buying the same DLC just so I can see both of the rivals.
There are some subtle differences between Clara and Avery. Clara plays up more of an innocent act, but is more toxic, which makes sense given that she's a poison specialist. Avery, on the other hand, is more straightforward. Both of them hate the player character for being better than them, and they try to sabotage our attempt to join the battle dojo, and by cheating in the final battle by prepping the field with toxic spikes or psychic terrain.
So when we win, they grow to respect our strength and turn over a new leaf, right?
Hell no, both of them refuse to congratulate you even when you've beaten Mustard.
Well, f them too.
I'll respect a rival who stands on not being all buddy-buddy with us.
I don't know these two. You rank them, George.
I'll put Clara and Avery in C tier. They're perfectly serviceable rivals who compete for the same thing as us. They're so rude to the player that you can't help but want to f***ing obliterate them in every battle, especially when they cheat. Clara prepping toxic spikes is crazy work. Now we've got our rivals from Generation 9, beginning with Arven.
Wait, Arven is a rival?
He has the rival skill theme in Pokemon Master EX, just like N, Trevor, Tierno, and Shauna.
All right, I guess, but Arven does not feel like a rival in the slightest.
We only battle him twice in the main story. And when we're not doing that, we're battling alongside him against the Titan Pokemon. He's way more of a battling partner than a rival.
I do actually like Arven. His storyline is the beacon of light that keeps me from totally hating Scarlet and Violet. But considering how little we battle him and the fact that he's not really trying to become champion rank like us, I can't in good conscience say he's a rival either.
I like Arven. But if he's supposed to be a rival, it was a wide miss. Hell, I bet there's people watching this who don't consider him a rival either. We're going to put Arven in D tier. And now for our actual rival, we have Nemona.
Gotta immediately point out that Nemona is a champion-ranked trainer from the moment we meet her. She loves battling more than anything else. It's almost obsessive, like she's Son Goku. Unlike the other rivals, Nemona is already an established trainer when we meet her. She got the champion rank at 7.
As if I needed another example as to why Jeeta's a completely sauceless champion she lost to a 7-year-old, which is young even for Pokemon standards.
Basically, all our battles with Nemona are under the pretense that she's holding back, as she begins with a fresh set of Pokemon to battle us with. Whenever you beat her, she's just happy to see how strong you are, and if she happens to win, she'll just gas you up for battling so well.
Do we even get to see her original champion roster?
No, I don't think so. But when we become champions ourselves, she insists that we become her rival for life. Even if you keep saying no, she'll press you until you agree, and insist you battle with everything you've got.
As far as being a rival goes, Nemona embodies that the best, and people are right to call her Goku. She just wants to have fun in a good battle and goes out of her way to make sure the player character can give that to her.
I do like that she was so goddamn powerful as a trainer that she had the entire Paldea region on a leash to the point that other trainers were afraid to fight her. The cost of being too strong, I guess.
Not to mention that even when she leaves Paldea, she shows us she's still just built different as she beats Kieran's ass during the events of Mochi Mayhem.
Nemona's also active in the story, as she'll accompany us to Area 0 as additional muscle to help us battle the Paradox Pokemon. I think she's a solid A tier.
I can agree with that.
Now we have Carmine from the Teal Mask DLC. She starts off pretty antagonistic and battles us because she's not fond of outsiders coming to Kitakami. As time goes on, she warms up to us and becomes our partner in crime against the Loyal Three.
Unlike most rivals who start off as assholes, you can see how Carmine softens to the player as you spend time with her.
She does kind of lack that competitive spirit, though. By the end of the Teal Mask, she's mostly just battling us for fun. There's talk of her being on the same level as the Blueberry Academy Elite Four, but we don't really see that.
Her team pales in comparison to the Elite Four kids. I think Drayton was just yapping.
I f with Carmine as a character, and she has a reasonable position as a rival, but ultimately she doesn't match up to her brother. We'll put Carmine in B tier. Next on the list is Kieran. He and the player have a decent relationship early on, but as things continue, he starts building a resentment towards us after we go to meet Oglipon without him.
Further not helped by Carmine convincing us to lie about it to him. Kieran ultimately turns against us because he feels like we're living out all his dreams. You know, like we're the protagonist or something.
Even I'm a little scared by the guy Bro's so horny for that masked Pokemon he starts acting a fool.
Kieran gets a new cut in the Indigo Disc and becomes a different person.
That's valid. You never seen a brother acting brand new after he got a fresh cut.
Kieran fixates on battling, not like Nemona though, in a real unfun way. He rises in the ranks of Blueberry Academy and uses his authority to bully other students. Eventually, Drayton, the former Blueberry champion, will call on us to take Kieran down a peg.
Whoa, hold on. Look at this dude's team.
Holy fucking shit. Little bro is not playing around.
Despite all his efforts, we'll eventually beat him, and needless to say, he doesn't take it well.
That's an understatement. All the other students ditch him, and bro just starts having a full-blown meltdown.
Also, if you bring Ogre Pond to your battle, Kieran will start raging and then target her with everything he's got. I guess it really is the quiet ones you gotta look out for.
Eventually, Kieran will learn his lesson. When Terrapegos attacks him, he'll resign from the BB League and start trying to rebuild his life. I like Kieran a lot. Bro is legitimately a tough rival, and his beef with the player runs deep. Having said that, he'll chill out by Mochi Mayhem is seen when he accepts his defeat to Nimona, and Kieran becomes our main ally in handling Pecharunt. I would put him in S tier, probably the best rival we've had in forever. Last but probably not least, we have Tawny or Urbane, the rivals from Pokemon Legends ZA.
Ah, yes, you mean the jackasses who get us into debt with the f***ing French Pokemon Mafia.
That shit made no sense. One good night in the Zia Royal would get you 100K. Why did they take out a loan?
Money issues aside, and I'm just going to call them Tawny for simplicity's sake, they're the same person, are in a race with us to reach a rank and be named the strongest Mega Evolution user.
It is honestly kind of hard to take them seriously when they lose to Corbeau at Jacint's tournament.
Tawny made it to A rank fighting plumbers.
What really pissed me off is them battling us when the whole world is about to end to determine who the strongest Mega Evolution user is, and then if you win, they still try to go up with Floette to handle things. They wanted to be the chosen one so damn bad.
To be fair, Barra, that was probably a good thing given how things ended up going down. Zygarde wouldn't have worked with anyone but us.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm still not that big a fan of them. Everyone from Canary to Grisham feel like better rivals.
I didn't like them that much either. Even their role in the story as the leader of Team MZ is questionable when Leda is the one who's usually handling things.
They're a B-tier rival at best.
Sounds good to me. Well, this was fun.
Hey, hold on. Aren't we forgetting someone? I swear there's a rival we're leaving off here.
Whoever it is doesn't deserve to stand where my glorious King Blue Oak once stood.
Oh, it's Trace. We forgot about Trace.
Put him in F tier and let's get out of here, and no, we don't care that he managed to become champion at the end of Let's Go.
Well, I better let you boys get back to that Star Trek game you like so much.
It's Mass Effect, George.
Hey, Barack, can I do that outro you do all the time? I'm rarely here.
Yeah, have at it.
Stay safe out there, drink plenty of water, get some sleep, and the boys will see you on the next one.
Now, how in the hell did George get it right on his first attempt when you fumbled it, Joe?